I've been to the Olympics with boxing. I've been to 5 different weight classes, and I fought the best in my era. The key punch in boxing is the jab.
Hold me back. You'll fight, Eddie. You fucking stuff.
For his upcoming fight against Canelo Alvarez, Terence Crawford is not just switching up his training methods, he's also brought in a new coach. The focus is on specialized workouts to help him manage his weight effectively for fight night. After an intense training session, Crawford and Mayweather had some fun in the ring, testing each other in a spirited sparring session. Terence Crawford kicked off a short training camp as soon as he recovered from an illness, gearing up for his fight against Canelo Alvarez in September. This isn't new, but as the fight gets closer, the undisputed champion plans to ramp up his training. He's already off to a strong start, experimenting with new methods to build muscle and manage his weight so his smaller size won't be a disadvantage in the ring.
I think, I take more chances,
Excuse me, Crawford.
right now. But earlier in his career, he was taking a lot of chances as well. So,
As Crawford mentioned, they share a lot in common. Still, boxing fans often debate who would come out on top between the two. When this comparison was made, a recent source suggested that Crawford would likely win in a head-to-head match. However, when it comes to pure fighting skill, Floyd Mayweather Jr. is often regarded as one of the best.
Which Floyd Mayweather you talk about? Do you talk about money or do you talk about Pretty Boy? Because Pretty Boy was the seek and destroy.
Mayweather defeated many opponents by mastering the timing of his jabs and excelling at counterpunching. He successfully used these skills across 2 different versions of himself throughout his career.
Reach from the left hooks again. There's a lightning hand speed extraordinary. Left hook drops him. And then he hit his head off the en masse here at the engine.
As Crawford pointed out, Pretty Boy Floyd was the more aggressive fighter, always taking the fight to his opponents. Years later, Money Mayweather perfected his ability to outbox opponents using pure skill. No matter which style you prefer, Mayweather became a legend thanks to his mastery in both phases of boxing. Fans are still amazed by what Crawford did to Spence in their last fight. Whether it was his powerful jab slicing through Spence's guard, punching in tight spaces, or his well-timed counterpunches, Crawford showed impressive skills. While we've seen him perform well before, his performance against a top fighter like Spence was exceptional. When it comes to pure boxing skill, it's hard to picture anyone outclassing Mayweather in his prime. However, Crawford's unique and explosive style brings its own flair. If they were to face off, how would their styles compare? Who would land the first jab, and who would be the better counterpuncher? There are so many possible outcomes that it might just be best to call this category a draw. Mayweather has often lured his opponents to the center of the ring, where he would calmly analyze the situation, then use his high-level ring IQ to break them down piece by piece. His approach of hit and not get hit became a trademark, which ultimately led him to the Hall of Fame as an undefeated 5-division world champion. Crawford, having claimed the undisputed title at both junior welterweight and welterweight, has also shown impressive ring IQ throughout his career. Mayweather was known for his hand speed, particularly in counterpunching, while Crawford's ability to create angles and deliver quick, powerful punches gives him an edge in speed. Mayweather boasts 50 wins, 27 of which came by knockout, compared to Crawford's 40 wins with 31 knockouts, and he's still active in the sport.
That's unbelievable. Young boxing fans that are watching Floyd Mayweather, you're seeing one of the greatest defensive fighter of all time. I mean, that's how strong.
You're wearing, then he's nowhere. You think you...
And again, it's not just hand quick.
Crawford's performance against Spence was nothing short of spectacular, dropping him 3 times before securing a dominant 9th round TKO. taking down a powerful body-punching fighter like Spence, who had previously broken down opponents like Kell Brook, Sean Porter, and Yordenis Ugas to become the unified world welterweight champion was no easy task. Yet Crawford made it look effortless, and his power was a key factor in that. Mayweather, known for his defensive mastery, used the Philly shell defense, raising his shoulder to absorb shots and using his arm to deflect punches, while his free hand picked apart his opponents. This combination of defensive boxing and counterpunching was truly a work of art, showcasing his skills at their finest.
But of the head, the way he rolls with punches, but the way he makes them miss. I mean, here we go. Through a series of punches and nothing really landed. Terrific fighter. For Mayweather.
Despite Mayweather's defensive brilliance, Crawford's relentless pressure and firepower could break through, possibly even hurting the legend at times. As close as the fight might be, Crawford's skill, along with his constant pressure and volume, could earn him enough credit from the judges to secure a points win over Mayweather. Crawford's exceptional boxing skills and unbeaten record are a testament to his dedication to training and strategic preparation. For his upcoming fight against Canelo Alvarez, Crawford's training is a well-rounded mix of physical conditioning and mental focus, which sets him apart in the boxing world. His routine is a diverse blend of activities designed to sharpen his boxing abilities while maintaining peak physical condition. This includes improving his punching power and gaining the necessary weight for the fight. A typical day in his training involves circuit training with weights, strength and conditioning workouts to boost speed and agility, and core exercises where McIntyre bounces a heavy medicine ball off Crawford's stomach while he does crunches. He also includes mountain runs and swimming in his regimen to build endurance.
I missed that one. The 20 it's up. You're gonna pick the touchdown like that. You're gonna put on. You're gonna show them why he's great. You're gonna show them.
Terence Crawford is a big fan of swimming for cardio. He swims for 30 minutes to an hour every night, making it a low-impact workout. That's easy on his joints. It helps with muscle recovery and regeneration, even though it's not natural for him. He has to put in extra effort since it's a different type of cardio than running, but Crawford believes it really boosts his endurance. After swimming, Crawford switches to boxing training, always working hard to improve both his offensive and defensive moves. One of his standout skills is his ability to seamlessly switch between stances. Initially, his coaches tried to have him focus on just one, but they eventually realized it was better to train him in both. This ability is something Crawford still practices today. When fighters prepare for a big fight, they often spar with other boxers to improve, and Crawford was no exception early in his career. He was so skilled that even top fighters like Timothy Bradley were impressed. These days, Crawford is one of the best in the world, and other fighters come to him to spar, but they don't usually win. Not only is he dangerous with his right hand, but he's also great with his left. In sparring, Crawford often uses his world-class left hand to outwork his opponents. Building punching power takes a lot of hard work, and Crawford uses the heavy bag as one of his main tools to develop this strength. He practices his hitting technique, working his shoulders and arms while throwing powerful punches and quick combinations. To get the most out of his training, he varies the pace, sometimes hitting the bag softly, other times with full force, keeping his muscles guessing and building explosive power. This practice is a key part of Crawford's training, helping him refine his overall boxing skills. He's been working with his trainers for most of his life, and one of the most crucial aspects of his preparation is practicing on the pads with his coaches. During these sessions, Crawford doesn't focus on hitting hard or fast. His goal is to work on various offensive and defensive scenarios, emphasizing technique and tactics. Along with the pads, Crawford and his trainers use other tools like reaction noodles and a punch shield to enhance his movement and accuracy. Crawford is also a phenomenal shadow boxer, known for his impressive skills. What sets him apart is his ability to stay calm and adapt to different situations in the ring. He effortlessly combines offensive and defensive punches, making it look easy, but there's more to him than just technique. Crawford is incredibly tough. He often trains in challenging situations to push himself even harder. When he's not doing that, he uses 2-kilo dumbbells to shadow box, building strength while maintaining speed and agility so he can hit hard without losing his quickness. Crawford is always looking to improve his accuracy and timing. To achieve this, he uses a special training tool, the double-end bag. This helps him work on his footwork and head movement, 2 essential skills for staying sharp in the ring. Crawford's trainer, Bulk, also uses sticks during training to surprise him and force a defensive response. As for his nutrition, Crawford follows a plan focused on lean proteins, complex carbohydrates, and proper hydration to ensure optimal performance and recovery during camp. He lets his coach handle all of his food needs, with his chef preparing meals based on his coach's recommendations. Crawford explained to Muscle and Fitness that his chef handles all the food preparation, so he doesn't have to worry about it, he just eats what's made for him.
405. There you go.
Mikey Garcia, the younger brother of Robert. Garcia, who was named Manager of the Year by Ring Magazine, was one of the critics of a potential fight between Crawford and another top contender. Garcia told Fight Hub TV that he wasn't fully behind the fight despite how much fans wanted it. "I'm not a big fan of that fight," Garcia explained, pointing out the weight difference between the Mexican and American fighters. He also recalled how Crawford struggled when he moved up to 154 pounds, especially in his bout against Israel Maduma, highlighting the challenges Crawford faced moving between weight classes.
There are too many weight classes apart. And although the skills, Crawford is one of the best fighters that I've seen. Now, Canelo.
Despite Crawford's seemingly superior skills, Mikey Garcia believes the size difference would be the key factor in a potential matchup between him and Canelo. Garcia thinks the Mexican fighter's speed and size would give him the edge. "That's why I'm not a fan of that fight," Garcia said, pointing out that Crawford has already accomplished a lot from 140 to 147 pounds, and moving up to 154 might be too much for him. If Crawford really wants to push himself, he could go for an undisputed fight in his current division, Garcia added. However, he noted that there's little financial incentive in that fight, while Garcia acknowledges that a fight between Canelo and Crawford would generate substantial revenue. He, as a fan of the sport, isn't in favor of the matchup. He'd rather see Canelo face fighters in his weight class or higher, like Artur Beterbiev, or a rematch with Dmitry Bivol. Garcia believes Canelo should challenge himself at 175 pounds, not face a smaller fighter moving up in weight, as the long-awaited showdown between Crawford and Canelo continues to stir excitement and debate in the boxing world. More experts are offering their opinions. Crawford, celebrated for his versatility and technical prowess, is looking to make a daring leap to challenge the undisputed super middleweight champion. This potential move has sparked divided opinions among boxing professionals.
Canelo ain't gonna come down to 160.
Yeah,
Canelo ain't gonna come down, maybe 166 max if he accepts.
Yeah.
I think Canelo wins that fight based on just the size.
One notable voice in the debate over Crawford's potential move up in weight is former heavyweight world champion Deontay Wilder. In a recent interview, Wilder expressed concerns about Crawford's jump from 147 to 168 pounds, calling it way too much. He explained, "Although you can move from southpaw to orthodox, when you're facing guys who are heavier, it's a different feeling. It's like you're a baby. Wilder acknowledged that while Crawford could still knock people out, the dynamics of fighting at a heavier weight take more time to adjust to, and punches are absorbed differently by bigger opponents. Since Wilder's remarks, Crawford has made progress in closing the weight gap by capturing the World Boxing Association super welterweight title. However, there remains a daunting 14-pound difference between him and Canelo Alvarez, which could play a key role in the outcome of their fight. Canelo, known for his relentless punching power and stamina, has firmly established himself as a dominant force in the super middleweight division. Despite suffering 2 career defeats, both by decision, he has consistently demonstrated remarkable defense and resilience, proving himself as one of boxing's toughest competitors. This potential matchup promises to be an electrifying spectacle, but it also presents a monumental challenge for Crawford.
I'll be there. You know what I mean? That's gonna be a good one. Both of them great guys. They got great talent, and both of them very determined. Got that killer instinct, and then it's sport.
To succeed, the Omaha native Terence Crawford will need to show extraordinary adaptability and resilience against Canelo Alvarez in a higher weight class. While Deontay Wilder's concerns about the weight difference are valid, the appeal of this fight is undeniable as it pits 2 of boxing's elite talents against each other. This clash of styles and raw power has fans eagerly anticipating what could become one of the sport's most gripping events. Surprisingly, Canelo Alvarez is already lined up with a guaranteed opponent for 2025. While not for his May date, Canelo's second fight of the year is set for September, coinciding with Mexico's Independence Day celebrations in Las Vegas. After much back and forth, it seems that Terence Crawford and Alec Turkey are making it happen. Crawford will be his opponent for the second fight of 2025. However, agreeing to this matchup will come at a high cost for organizers, as Canelo has already set his price, $150 million, as per boxing insider Ray Jackson. This figure is what Canelo mentioned previously, and is now a guaranteed amount if the fight with Crawford is to happen. This potential fight would return Canelo Alvarez to the top of the highest paid athletes and boxers, a list he dropped off from the previous year. The September showdown between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford could turn into one of the most intriguing bouts of the last decade. The excitement around 2025 is building, with fans eagerly anticipating fights that have been years in the making. Alec Turkey deserves credit for making this fight a reality, reportedly meeting with Canelo to discuss business and a multi-million-dollar purse to secure the rights to Canelo's next few fights. It seems they've reached an agreement to stage the fight against Crawford in mid-December during Mexico's Independence Day celebrations. However, the most significant question surrounding the potential fight is the weight gap. With a 14-pound difference between the 2 fighters, several experts, including former world champion Mike Tyson, are questioning what adjustments Crawford, who is moving up in weight, will have to make. Legendary trainer and analyst Teddy Atlas weighed in on the potential mega fight, stating he would find it hard to bet against the American southpaw. Very few people have the appetite or aptitude for challenging themselves like Crawford. I ain't never going against that guy. Father Time might catch him, but I don't know if a weight class can catch him, Atlas said.
Terence Crawford as one of the top 5 fights that he wants to see this year. Is that a fight that you're considering now?
We'll see. We'll see. Everything's possible. We'll see. We want to talk about it, sit down really well, and figure out something.
I know you thought he was kind of a lose-lose.
It's a great challenge because Canelo is a tremendous fighter, bigger, stronger, and with great punching power and timing. But just because Crawford is smaller doesn't mean he can't come up with a game plan to use Canelo's size against him, said McIntyre. Speaking to Fight Hub TV, he gave a glowing endorsement of the undefeated Crawford, who is rumored to fight Canelo in either May or September. Crawford has all the tools needed to win a 3rd undisputed crown in a higher weight class. Any serious boxing fan knows Crawford has the skill to beat Canelo. You have to understand the sport to say that. That's all for now. For the best updates on the latest boxing news, moments, events, and action, stay connected with us. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and turn on notifications to get the latest quality content like this. Until next time, peace out.